Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Always excited to be here.
Today we're diving headfirst into the world of crypto.
It's a wild world out there for sure.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
It really is. Specifically,
hmm
we're going to be talking about a token called PulseZen. You guys sent over a ton of great material.
It's an interesting project for sure.
Um, Talking about a possible regulatory shift. We've got Bitcoin's price action
The markets are definitely heating up.
and PulseZen's unique approach to, well,
Yeah, lots to cover.
pretty much everything crypto. I feel like things are really heating up in the crypto space right now, so let's just get right into it.
Sounds good.
First off, we have news about a change in leadership at the SEC. Can you tell us more about that and what it could mean for the crypto market as a whole?
Yeah, so it's really fascinating. We've got Paul Atkins stepping in, and it looks like we might see a move away from that stricter approach that Gary Gensler kind of favored. Atkins has been known to be more open to innovation, especially in the financial sector, and this could mean a more favorable regulatory environment for cryptos.
Oh, wow. So potentially less red tape
Oh,
and more room for these projects to breathe.
yeah, exactly.
Sounds promising.
Uh,
But what does that actually mean for everyday investors like myself? Should I be breaking out the champagne yet?
I think it might be a little too early for celebration,
Okay.
but this shift could definitely bring positive changes.
Uh-huh.
A more supportive regulatory framework could lead to more institutional interest,
Okay.
right? We could see those big players who were maybe hesitant before start to feel a bit more comfortable entering the market.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
More institutional investment could mean more stability for the entire crypto ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And a little more legitimacy, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's not forget about Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. How could we?
Haha,
Yeah.
right. Bitcoin's recent price action has been pretty wild.
It's been quite a ride.
It has been a ride, to
Yeah.
say the least.
Yeah.
Bitcoin breaking through that $100,000 mark is a pretty powerful signal.
Yeah, it is.
I think it suggests a resurgence of confidence in the market and potentially signals an upward trend for the entire crypto space, not just Bitcoin.
I think that's a really good point. It's not just about Bitcoin anymore. The
Yeah.
whole market is feeling it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the market is buzzing with excitement right now,
Yeah.
with this renewed confidence and the possibility of a more crypto-friendly SEC. It's got me wondering if this is the perfect breeding ground for some of these innovative projects. Speaking of which, you mentioned PulseZen's earlier, and it's definitely caught my eye because of its approach to wealth distribution. But I have to admit, I'm not fully grasping how it all works.
Well, PulseZen definitely has some interesting features.
It does.
One of the key things they're doing is implementing this pay-it-forward mechanism. It's designed to create a passive income stream for token holders. Basically, a small percentage of every PulseZen transaction is redistributed among all holders.
So even when I'm not actively trading, just holding onto my PulseZen.
Could potentially increase my holdings.
Exactly.
That's pretty intriguing. But how does that compare to, like, traditional staking rewards that we see in other crypto projects? Are there any advantages or disadvantages to this approach?
That's a great question. I think one of the main things is that PulseZen's pay-it-forward mechanism
Mm-hmm.
is designed for simplicity. With traditional staking,
Yeah.
you often have to lock up your tokens, sometimes for quite a long time,
Yeah.
and it can get pretty technical, with all the different platforms and protocols.
Right.
But PulseZen's, they're aiming to streamline that process, so you just hold the token
Yeah.
and you're passively earning.
Oh, wow. So it's more about accessibility and ease of use.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yes.
That could be a game changer for people who are new to crypto
Absolutely.
or maybe a little intimidated by the complexities of staking.
For sure.
But speaking of game changers, there's another aspect of PulseZen's that really caught my attention, this whole deflationary mechanism. Can you break that down for me? Certainly. So PulseZen has incorporated a burn mechanism where a tiny fraction of tokens is permanently removed from circulation with every transaction of this
Yeah.
reduction in supply, coupled with potential increases in demand, could drive up the value of each remaining token.
So it's like a built-in scarcity engine, constantly shrinking the pool of tokens.
Exactly.
I can see how that could be attractive to investors.
Yeah.
But isn't there a risk with deflationary models? Could it become too scarce and hinder the token's utility or accessibility?
That's a valid concern. Striking the right balance is crucial. But PulseZen's burn rate is very low. It's designed to be gradual and sustainable. It's not about making the token inaccessible. It's about creating a long-term value proposition for holders.
Okay, that makes sense. It's more about controlled scarcity than outright deflation.
Exactly.
Now, one thing that really impressed me about PulseZen is the emphasis on community and giving back. Can you tell us more about their charity component and how that works in practice?
Absolutely. PulseZen allocates a portion of each transaction to a dedicated charity wallet. This wallet is managed by a DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Think of it as a community-governed entity that operates transparently on the blockchain.
So the PulseZen holders have a direct say in how these charitable funds are used.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's very
That sounds incredibly empowering. But how do we ensure transparency and accountability within a DAO? It's still a relatively new concept, and I'm curious about the checks and balances involved.
You're right. Transparency and accountability are critical. DAOs are designed to be transparent by nature, with all transactions and decisions recorded on the blockchain.
Okay.
PulseZen's DAO will likely have mechanisms in place for proposals, voting, and audits, all of which will be accessible to the community.
So it sounds like they're trying to build a truly community-driven ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
where holders have a voice not only in the token's financial success, but also in its impact on the world. Wow, that's great. Now, earlier we touched upon the dual chain aspect of PulseZen, and I have to admit I'm a bit lost there. Can you explain why it's on both Ethereum and PulseChain, and what benefits that brings?
Sure. So Ethereum, as you know, is the most established smart contract platform, but it's facing some challenges. With scalability and high gas fees,
Right.
PulseChain is a newer blockchain
Right.
that aims to address those issues by offering faster transactions and lower costs.
So it's about diversifying its presence and leveraging the strengths of each blockchain.
Exactly.
That's a smart move,
Yeah.
especially given the evolving landscape of the crypto world.
Yeah.
But PulseChain is relatively new, right?
Yeah, it is.
Are there any risks associated with operating on a less established blockchain?
That's a fair point. While PulseChain offers those potential advantages, it's important to remember that newer blockchains can come with their own set of risks.
Right.
They might be more vulnerable to security issues or experience volatility as they mature.
So it's about weighing the potential rewards with the inherent risks of a newer platform. It's definitely something to consider when evaluating PulseZen.
For sure.
You've given us so much to think about.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing how all these pieces connect. We've got Bitcoin surging, signaling renewed confidence in the market. A potential regulatory shift with the SEC could create a more favorable environment for crypto projects to thrive. And then we have PulseZen, with its innovative approach to wealth distribution, deflationary model, community-driven charity,
Yeah.
and dual-chain strategy.
Yeah.
It's quite a compelling story.
It really is. It's an intriguing time in the crypto world. And what I find particularly interesting about PulseZen is that it's not just riding the wave of these trends, it's actually addressing some of the key challenges that the crypto space faces.
You're right, we've talked about Ethereum scalability issues.
Yeah.
And PulseZen's integration with PulseChain seems like a direct response to that. It's like they're trying to position themselves for a future where transaction speed and cost effectiveness are paramount.
And let's not forget the community aspect. That DAO-managed charity component shows a commitment to social impact, which is becoming increasingly important for crypto projects that want to gain mainstream adoption.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we're not just here to make money, we're here to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
And that message resonates with a lot of people,
Right.
myself included.
I agree.
But with all these moving parts, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the long-term potential of PulseZen? Is it a token worth watching, or is it too early to tell?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
While it's impossible to predict the future with certainty, PulseZen does have some compelling features that could position it for success.
Okay.
That combination of passive income, deflationary tokenomics,
Yeah.
community involvement, and a dual-chain strategy. It's a powerful mix. But it's essential to remember that the crypto market is volatile
Very true.
and unpredictable.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all about balancing potential rewards
Yeah.
with the inherent risks. But that's what makes this space so exciting, right? It's a constant evolution, with new ideas and innovations emerging all the time.
Absolutely.
And for anyone interested in PulseZen, what's the best advice you can give?
I'd say the best advice is to do your own research. Understand the project's roadmap and assess whether it aligns with your investment goals and your own risk tolerance.
Sound advice. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've explored the shifting regulatory landscape, Bitcoin's remarkable resurgence, and delved into the intricacies of a project like PulseZen, which is pushing the boundaries of what's possible with cryptocurrency.
It's been a pleasure discussing these fascinating trends and exploring the potential of this evolving financial landscape.
And for you listening, I hope this deep dive has given you a new perspective on the crypto world and sparked some curiosity about the projects that are shaping its future. With innovative concepts like those found in PulseZen merging, combined with a potential shift in regulatory tides and the continued strength of Bitcoin, the future of cryptocurrency certainly looks bright. Keep exploring, stay informed.